Meow, 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 meow. Hey, everybody, it's Uncle Chad. Got a video to upload today. This is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to read a book today, but I am trying to get my nephew Taro into American railroading. It's hard. He lives in Japan. He likes high-speed passenger trains. He likes the locals. Just a different experience. But I came across a video here in the last couple days, and it's from somebody that lives in Bristol, South Dakota, or is from Bristol, South Dakota. His name is Jordan Schmig. He's 19, and he has a YouTube channel called Sodak Railroad Productions. That's where this little video that he made is going to be housed at. It's called The Big Stone Coal Train Comes to Life in HO Scale. And the reason why it is so profound to me, which you're going to find funny because it's of an HO scale train that's coming down a long track, what is modeled around roughly Bristol, South Dakota. Same route as went through Selby and Java, straight west of Bristol, comes from the Twin Cities, and at one point it went all the way to the Pacific coast. But it was abandoned by the Milwaukee Road, the company that had built it and ran it for many, many years. And then the state of South Dakota bought it in the early 80s and maintained it. And this train is a lot of the reason why that happened, because they had a coal contract and they needed to have rail service. So this is what the train looks like. That is the Big Stone Lignite train when it was still under Milwaukee Road power. Burlington Northern came in 1982 and took it over. So from that point forward, that train then ran with the same types of locomotives, SD40-2s made by EMD, but not Milwaukee Road. Instead, it was Burlington Northern power then. But this is a very unique train because most trains like this, coal trains that you see, don't have those tops. It's because this hauled lignite out of a mine in southwest North Dakota. And if it got moisture in the back of the cars, it would freeze. And so when it went through the rotary dump, it wouldn't come out of the car. It would stick. So they had to have these lids. And there were only two of these train sets like this that were, or two train sets on the Big Stone. And then there was another one down in Australia that they did the flip top lids on. So this is my favorite train. My grandma Leora and I used to sit down by the Gaspers that my grandpa was a partner in, the Selby Gas Company. We'd sit down there when I was just a little kid, 3-4 years old, and watch these trains rumble by. They didn't come by. They came by about as fast as what you're going to see in the video, but honestly, they crept by at 10 miles per hour, and the line was decrepit. When the state took it over and Burlington Northern started running trains, quite honestly, it was a lot more exciting because the trains went faster. They tried to go 40 miles per hour empty, coming through Selby on an eastbound, hauling a full loaded coal train, though. Those engines were really hammering. And this video, funny enough, the beautiful thing about it is the sound card that comes in these locomotives. And Jordan did one heck of a job of sort of recreating what it was like to hear a train come through town. You know, on that side of the tracks, that sound would just echo. There were 2 grade crossings in Selby, and it would echo right off the side of the co-op and just hit you. And even at 3-4, I knew what that meant. A lot of people don't. A lot of people think it's funny, but these are all people that are going to kick out of this are the ones that watch me hear the train at a distance and get on my bike from up at the park in Selby and rip across town like a madman on my grandpa's welded together bike, life and limb in hand, trying to get down to the tracks to see the train come through town. So it used to come through Selby at about 6 o'clock at night. It was right after supper. We would finish up supper. Grandpa and I would head down to the gas plant. He had a big garden down there. They would make pickles. He had dill. He had, cucumber. He had cucumbers. He had tomatoes, and he would weed. And we'd go down there, and I would wait for that train, and it would come through. There were a couple summers where it came through consistently, almost exact same time every single day. So this is a lot of how it felt, even though this is an HO scale. People take a lot of time to try and recreate their childhood memories or the memories of their favorite spots or favorite trains. And Jordan nailed this one. So I thank him. It's going to sound nuts, but it's literally like this is ground zero for me emotionally. Like when you see this thing, you're gonna be like, hey, Chad's a little weird that he like obsesses about this stuff, but it gets in your blood. And not to overstate it, but like watching this train go by when I was a little kid is kind of like where I live in my dreams and kind of where I used to think a lot around. Just long story, but anyway, I am presenting this video. You're going to want to go down and click on the link in the description below, because we're not going to be able to. We want to make sure and maintain the video as Jordan has put up with Sodak Railroad Productions, and make sure if you're going to go look at some of his other stuff. He does great photography. He does really good videos. He's got a good sense. He's got his photography is crazy. And we're on a site together on this Facebook group called South Dakota Rail Fanning, and I've always stopped and looked at his pictures. I didn't know he was 19 until today, but phenomenal. So keep up the good work. If you're interested in learning more about the train, I would encourage you to either get in touch with me, and I can send you a copy of the article in here from, this is Trains Magazine. Can you see that? Yeah. This is Trains Magazine, September 2016. And it is on page 28, and it says, the name of the article is How South Dakota Got Into the Business. And it tells the story of the transition between the Milwaukee Road state ownership, and then ultimately onto BNSF, and getting this old Milwaukee Road, part of this network, into their greater national network. So a lot of egghead stuff. I just really, really hope you enjoy the video. So, Jordan, thank you again. Very much appreciate what you've done. I present to you the Big Stone Coal Train comes to life in HO scale by Sodak Railroad Productions. Thank you.